Blessed day, everyone. Greetings to you in the name of the Father, the Creator, the Most High, Elah, Yah, Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, Elohim, Netter of Netter, God in your modern day name. Kodowish, 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 Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, Sebayot. Kodowish, 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 Elohim, Sebayot. And in the name of the Lord Thoth, Melchizedek, Yehovah, Adonai, Kodowish, 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 Adonai, Sebayot. This is Neophyte DAG, bringing you another message. President, Black President, Andrew Jackson, yes, he was black, versus the black Negro-Indians in the United States of America. The original copper color skin people, indigenous to America, in Georgia, in Florida, in North Carolina, in South Carolina, in Louisiana, in east of the Mississippi. Yes, black president Andrew Jackson took them on and stole their lands. Versus again, he took on the black international money changers and usurers that America, United States of America, that is the real country, and United States Corporation, the dead artificial country, owed the Rothschild bankers. He took all the two of them on. Yes, he was black and he was warned off in Job 9 verse 24 that the wicked, two of them running around, getting his power from the ones of Ephesians 6 verse 12. That is the wicked that's sitting in the lower fourth, those principalities of high places, doing wickedness, pushing it down to those in Jeremiah 13 verse 18. Kings, queens, president, world leaders, cabal, Mabal, all being run, led by Vicar of Christ, the Pope, who report back to the principalities in the lower fourth, high places, two wicked team running around. But I tell you, humble yourself, wicked, because your principalities shall come down, tearing down your crown of your head. So, Gentiles, Caucasians who are ruling at this time over the children of Israel, over Jacob, over Israel, who has been swallowed up by you, scattered among you. This is your warning. Don't be the one get caught standing with the evil baton at this time, with that baton of the wicked evil, with that baton of the wicked evil. Don't want to be holding that baton of the wicked at this time, though time 2021 to 2027. Let go your baton, Gentile, give it back to Vicar of Christ and his principality. Coming down, let go that baton. Coming down, let go that baton. Let go of that baton. You don't want to be caught with that baton, when every principality and everything attached to that principality coming down. Let go of that baton. You don't want to be caught with that baton, when everything coming down, firmly decided. Job 9 verse 24 warned you that this wicked team shall be characterizing themselves, branding themselves as the eagle shall come and cover the faces of the judges that were doing all sorts of things, good and bad, in America. These judges that they don't want you to know of are black European Shemites from Europe, black copper color coming to the United States of America, putting the original Shemites that were on the land to and into captivity, into bondage, into slavery, and all kind of wicked things. Yes, Shem from Europe came and did his wicked act under Shem in America. So they came over. So when the Gentiles were put in power by these two evil, wicked principality, kings and queens, he got free reign with his paintbrush to cover every image of the black European that were here before him, doing all the things. Desperate on top of desperation, he took all the negative and the positive that you did. But Daniel 8 verse 12 told you what the wicked would have done coming from Europe, landing in America. Earth, a replacement God. What Jesus was given by the Pope to Esau, the Gentile, Delilah, Eve, Edom, to do what? Against the daily sacrifice. The children of Israel, indigenous to United States of America, and those that came from Europe, and their faces and their images got covered up. A host was given unto you. Why Jesus, when the Gentile Caucasian took over, they paint an image of white Jesus and come drop in your lap that daily sacrifice. You by transgression, because you did not obey the laws of the Most High. He sent people in who also disobeying the law to come subdue you. And they came and subdued you. After the Shemites from Europe, the black people from Europe subdued you, he sent in the Caucasian to subdue both of you, the Caucasian. Practice at the hand of the vicar of Christ. He gave unto Goma, Gentile Caucasian in America, and they both cast down the truth to the ground, practiced and prospered for the last 70 years. That's when the Gentile rule lasts for from the mid-1950s. No, make him tell you, he was in charge before that time. No, go so. Not a thing goes like that. But we're gonna dig more in his time of rule. But he cast the truth down and come tell you, pure lie, practicing and prospering with his lies, running behind the vicar, telling lies. So I have to come, sound the trumpet from my mouth, that he shall come as a Roman Empire in Europe. That's the wicked eagle in Europe against the house of the Most High and of the Lord. He shall come and transgress. Same thing tell you in Daniel 8 verse 12. Someone coming by reason of transgression shall come with lies and cast down the truth. Same one told unto you in Hosea 8 verse 1. Same one one warned to you by King James, a black man from England who put together your holy Bible. He warned you of that man that tie himself to principality, starting up all kind of wicked for the children of Israel. King James warned you in this book after Elizabeth by Leandra de Lisle. Warning, James described the Pope, Vicar of Christ, Jezebel, Little Horn, and the Antichrist. That's the warning you got from King James that put together your Bible. Warning, Antichrist, Pope. So when you get your warning in Hosea 8, verse 1, that he shall come as an eagle, Pope, Roman Catholic Church, and then he bring his Pope eagle over to earth, America, firmly with his wickedness and lies. Came as an eagle in Europe, trod you down in Europe, transgress against the covenanted people, the people under contract with the Lord and the Most High, and he trespass against the laws of God and the laws of the Lord. That same one was in Europe, made his journey over to earth, which is North America, earth, and he formed himself as the new eagle, doing just what he was doing over there. He come do it on your land, earth. Same thing being done unto you here, but it has a time limit. And Jackson, 1767 to 1845, 7th president of the United States of America. That is the real country. Running in the background behind that real country is the artificial corporation United States. Anytime you see United States, just like that, so, without the America after it, that's the corporation. The dead country. 1829 to 1837, that's when Black Andrew Jackson was president of those two entities, those two countries. One country within another country. First, he was born in Waxhaw in the Carolina. Waxhaw! What name that sound like? It sound like an English name? It sound like a Scottish name? It sound like an Irish name? No, it is not. It's a natural Negro-Indian name. That's the name you gave it, Waxhaw. And when they came and took your land, they changed it over to Carolina. So, in 1813 to 1814, the Creek War, Andrew Jackson massacred the Creek Negro-Indian and forced them to surrender Central Alabama, Southern Georgia to the United States, the country, the real one, and also to the artificial United States Corporation. That's what he did. 1817, the first Seminole War. This man went on a rampage to wipe out the Negro-Indian all over eastern section of the United States, but especially those in Southeast America. He massacred the Seminole Negro-Indian in Florida. And force Spain into selling Florida to the United States of America and the fake country United States Corporation. That's what he did, but he's not done yet. He's not done yet, but he's not done yet. Working all his wickedness against the Negro-Indian. 1830 Indian Removal Act. he passed into law when he was president to remove the Negro-Indian from east of the Mississippi. Yes, the southeast of America. Yes, the northeast of America. Move them from the east of the Mississippi to the west of the Mississippi, to Oklahoma, to Kansas. After gold was discovered on the Negro-Indian land in Georgia. That's what he did. He packed all of them up. He packed all the Negro-Indians up, moved them out in the trails of tears. But for every effect, there is a cause. And the cause for this was he found gold, and he was about to puff up his chest and take on the Rothschild International bankers in item number 6. But before he could do that, in 1828, the Democratic Party was formed to elect Andrew Jackson to put him in the office. That's why they formed the Democratic Party. And when they formed it in 1828, 2 years later, he removed the Negro-Indian from your land. So when you come hugging up, tight and squeezing up with the Democratic Party, you love your Biden, you love your Obama. Remember, that's the party that took your land, chase you out in the trails of tears, and shove you out to west of the Mississippi. So that's your Democratic Party found to throw you out because you had riches on your land. So when he removed you off the land, your land became vacant and available to the United States of America and the United States Corporation that owed the Rothschild money. They owed them money. They owed them money. But not the money that you think is money. Money is gold and silver only. Paper money, that's trash paper money. Wipe your bleep with that. That paper money. Bank war. He stood up to the European Rothschild International bankers that had the second bank of the United States, the Federal Reserve, equivalent of your modern day. They set it up so that they can monitor and manage the United States Corporation and the United States of America money supply to make sure the money they owed to the Rothschild was being paid problem-free and worry-free for the bankers to the bankers. That's what he decided to challenge, because from the American Revolutionary War and from the War of 1812, when the UK, England tried to retake America from the new United States, they had two wars that they had to pay for. And don't think when you fight war, the money gone and it gone. No, someone is owed and they gonna seek payment. And the Rothschild bankers set up themselves, owning the U.S. through the second bank of the United States, Federal Reserve, to make sure they were getting paid and laws were being passed to ensure their interest in America. 7 in 1833, he removed the Rothschild International Bankers Charter to operate a bank, the second bank of the United States, the Federal Reserve, in and on the land of America, United States Corporation as well. That's what he did. So, moving to why he had to get rid of that Federal Reserve at that time, that second bank of the United States, because a Federal Reserve Bank is a Federal Reserve Bank are set up like private corporations. That's how they are set up. And they set it up so they can manage the United States, which is a corporation, when you don't see America after United States, it's a corporation. So they set up a Federal Reserve Corporation that owned all the shares in the United States Corporation. Now that is being set straight, you know what your Fed Reserve that is running your country now is. They're telling you in their own word. This is coming from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, Missouri. So, in their own word, set up like a private corporation. You own any shares in it? Do you own any shares in the Federal Reserve Bank? My Americans, and do you own any shares of the United States of America? No, you do not. To tell by the Rothschild international bankers. We'll get to that real soon. Item number 8. In 1835, he used the newly discovered Negro-Indian gold of Georgia and pay off the national debt of the United States of America and the United States Corporation owed to the Rothschild international bankers. As I told you already, the only thing that can pay off debt is gold and silver. Paper money can only discharge debt. Discharge debt is different from pay off debt. Discharge debt means that debt still exists. It still continues. It just moves from one hand to another man or person or corporation hand. Doesn't disappear and gone off the books and record. It is still there when it's discharged. So when you hold paper money, you see it's a legal tender to discharge debt. Never say to pay debt, because in Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution put in place, 1789, it already said, by law, only gold and silver can pay off debt. So if that's the case, did Andrew Jackson use paper money to pay off his debt to the Rothschild family? When the Rothschild family know, because they were the one that put this in law when they considered themselves owners of the United States. I can only take gold and silver for the debt that you owe me, or United States Corporation and United States of America. Therefore, when he stole the Negro-Indian gold, him come use it and pay off his national debt. Taking your money and pay down his mortgage and kick you out and put you in a shanty town. Item 9. In 1835, an assassination attempt was made on his life by Jackal. That's the code word for hitman. Jackal, that's the code word for hitman. Richard Lawrence, on behalf of the international bankers who were upset. Listen, if you ever pay off your mortgage before the time of paying it off, the bank vexed because they are losing interest payment over those number of years that you would continue to pay if you had not paid off your debt before the scheduled time for you to pay it off. Want him out of the office. Same thing happened to all the other presidents in your history that died of gunshot wound of an assassin. They were tampering with paying down this debt with gold or some other means, and they got to rob them out. So, how did it all start, people? How did it all start? You did not get to this place without something happening before to get it moved in that direction. United States of America. That is the real country. As I have told you, United States Corporation, that is the artificial country. And they both are bankrupt now. They were bankrupt when they were formed, and they got out of bankruptcy with Andrew Jackson paying off the debt in gold that he found on the Negro-Indian land. After he left office, they quickly ran up back another debt and add a bigger one to it during the Civil War. So, this is where it all started. Office of the Historian, Department of State of the United States of America. This is the country telling you the history of the United States Corporation. So hear me now. U.S. debt, United States debt, that's a corporation debt, and foreign loans, 1775 to 1795. During the American Revolutionary War, the cash-strapped Continental Congress accepted loans from France. Therefore, they have debt to pay to France. After the independence period, the new U.S. government, United States government, that's when they formed a corporation, attempted to pay off these debts in a timely manner, but the debt were at times a source of diplomatic tension. Couldn't pay it off on time, couldn't pay it off because they did not have gold to pay down the debt. The French government began to secretly ship war material to American revolutionaries. American here, it's not saying U.S., American they were before the war, and after the war they became United States Corporation. During the revolution, the American Revolution, the French government provided Americans with loans. We have already established that the new U.S. government struggled to pay off the loans, stopping payments of interest to France in 1785, beginning of bankruptcy and defaulting further, and installments due 1787, default, bankruptcy. That's where the country became bankrupt at that time. Right there, bankruptcy setting in. So, who was bankrupting the country at that time? George Washington and his political leaders, Alexander Hamilton, Benjamin Franklin, and the others. Go into this book, History of George Washington, Bicentennial Celebration of the United States. In this book, Volume 1, Literature Series, it told you on page 225, Washington, 6 feet in height, he was ruddy complexion. Now make ruddy fool you. I purposely put this one in there because this is a tricky word they use to trick up the children of Israel. So you don't know who is who. Ruddy, red color, or a bright yellow color, ruddy red, or a ruddy yellow, or a ruddy gold, ruddy red, a ruddy yellow, or a ruddy gold. Fluoride, used interchangeably with ruddy as well. Fluoride, red color, same as ruddy red. Therefore, when you see these words, immediately you know it's a black man, a man or woman of color. And hear me, when you see the word fair, don't go celebrate that it's Caucasian immediately. It's used deceptively as well to put these people as fair when they are not fair. You'll see fair and ruddy used together, meaning the clear, free of spot. That is the first meaning for fair. The second meaning means free from dark hue, dark color. It also can mean the skin, a fair complexion. But 98% of the times, it's being used to say clear and free from spots, smallpox spots that was plaguing the people at that time. So, now that we set that straight, ruddy red, ruddy yellow, ruddy red, ruddy yellow, fluoride, clear and free from spot, fair. Now we move on. Ruddy red on the left-hand side of your screen. Ruddy gold on the right-hand side of your screen. Ruddy yellow. Also used interchangeably for ruddy gold. But that's how ruddy people look. Ruddy complexion. Lots of the time, they have a ruddy hair to go with it, meaning a reddish color hair to go with their ruddy complexion, both for ruddy red and for ruddy gold. That's how they generally look as ruddy people. So, moving forward, you can also see the word sanguine used for a ruddy replacement. Again, sanguine, reddish brown color, color of dry blood. Sanguine, same as a ruddy red, same as a florid. That's how it's used interchangeably. Florid, ruddy, sanguine. Not talking about no Caucasian with no red face. That's called rosacea, skin condition. Get that straight? Moving forward. So, Mary and Martha, the mother and the wife of George Washington. Page 105 of that book. George Washington, who was running up bankruptcy debt, his complexion, florid. Again, florid, used interchangeably with ruddy. It means a ruddy red complexion person. That was George Washington. So, don't believe? Let's move forward. Robert E. Lee, during the time of the Civil War, he was warring with Abraham Lincoln. That book, Robert E. Lee, The Southerner, by Thomas Nelson Page, 274 and 275 of that book. General Lee, as I recall him, he was florid complexion. General Lee is a ruddy red as well. So, moving forward, George Washington, a biography by John R. Alden, page 11 of that book. A British officer who met Washington later reported that Washington, he had a dark complexion, a black man. Again, black people start the country. Black people ran the country all the way up to the Civil War. Black people ran the country all the way up to World War II. So, hear me, don't children of Israel. This deception I'm practicing, this deception goes deep. George Washington, a biography by Douglas Southall Freeman, volume 2 of that book, page 239, page 240. Van Horn description was specific. Very tall man, dark. Again, which tall officer was Van Horn talking about? That was in America. The only officer that fit that description was Colonel Washington. Dark. Again, black man from Europe running the United States of America. Still not convinced? It get worse for you, my Caucasian. 240 of that book. London asked Kennedy for a description of the Virginian. Washington, he said, was a black complexion man. Again, rubbish. They have been teaching you from the beginning, the foundation of America. Black man started it. Black man bankrupted it. So, George Washington was a black man. So, Robert E. Lee, since they say he is florid, let's go back. Robert E. Lee, a biography by Douglas Southall Freeman, volume 1 of that book, page 98. Yo, Lieutenant Lee, ruddy complexion. He was a ruddy man. Same as George Washington. Both are ruddy. What are the odds that Robert E. Lee is a black man, dark of complexion? Page 450 of that book. Robert E. Lee, in appearance, one fellow traveler saw Lee and said Lee was florid complexion. Ruddy red as well. Again, what are the odds that Robert E. Lee is a black man, a dark-skinned man? What are the odds? 100%. Robert E. Lee, Emory H. Thomas, this book, chapter 6, at the beginning of it, Lee was tall and what? Dark. You hear me? Dark. You hear me? Dark. You hear me? On the right-hand side, that is colorized picture. Black. Started the country during your Revolutionary War. Black people, again, during your Independence War, during your Civil War. Abraham Lincoln, who Robert E. Lee was fighting, was a black man as well. If you go back to Abraham Lincoln autobiography, he said If you desire a description of me, I want you to know I am of dark complexion with coarse, nappy hair. That's Abraham Lincoln as well. So, the entire foundation from beginning to midpoint to this end, black people. So hear what, no matter how much the Gentile whitewash, the Most High will release back your information. James Swan, the man who financed 2 revolutions. New England Historical Society have your information locked up. Swan played an important role during the American Revolution War. The French government had extended loans to America. We identified that from the State Department information. After the war, America had stopped making payment. We already identified that from the American state information. The French authorized Swan to negotiate with America to sell back these loans. Meaning what? They shall sell the loans to someone else. Let them pay the debt for America. And America, they, the new payer, the new country, the new bankers that help America to pay off the French. So what did James Swan devise? The American. Hear this one very closely and very carefully. This is where your artificial country pop up. The American government issued new shares. You hear me? A country issuing what? New shares. What are shares? In case they don't want you to know that they have shares issued out there for America. Do you, the people of America, own any shares of this thing that they set up that is still running? No, you do not. Shares, according to Black Law Dictionary of 1891, in the law of corporation, this share is covered by corporation law. It's the capital of the company. So they issued shares to get capital. What is capital? Money invested at interest in America. That's the shares that were issued to the shareholders, who are persons, individuals, countries who become a member of the corporation. That is the United States of America. They become members of America even though they are not Americans. They own the country, children of Israel. New shares to raise money to pay the French. That's what happened at your time, 1783, all the way up to 1795. That's what happened. And what did America do? America, with those new shares that they issued, paying 4.5 to 5% interest to all the people that owned shares in America. They found a ready market in Britain, the United Kingdom. That's who invested in your money, who is sitting up in London, Mayor Amschel, Rothschild, 1743 to 1812, and his sons took over. Nathan took over, 1777 to 1836, and the son has a whole line of other sons running up and down in the London, UK branch. These are the folks that ready market in Britain that bought up the new shares of America. And America had to form itself as a corporation so it can issue shares. That's where the United States Corporation was incorporated. But you don't believe? Let's look at the creation of the artificial nation, United States Corporation, 1783, at the time of its first bankruptcy. Going back to the office of the historian, the Department of State of the United States of America, again telling the story as an American what the corporation did. Go to the right hand side, the middle portion of the screen, you will see the information there. After fighting between the Americans and the British ended in 1783, the new United States. Where is America? The new United States. Where is America? It does not say USA. Like if you go to the logo on the top left portion of your screen, where it says United States of America. So, anytime you see America missing, it's talking about the new United States government established under the Article of Incorporation, which is the Articles of Confederation, needed to pay off its debt. You had to incorporate in order to pay off the debt. The bankers demand that they incorporate other corporation so the bankers can hold that corporation responsible for the debt. That's what happened. Your Article of Confederation had to be put in place. So, surprised about this Article of Confederation? So, are you surprised? No! It's just quietly kept. Articles of Confederation, again given unto you by the Office of the Historian of the Department of State of the United States of America. 1777 to 1781, the Article of Confederation established the function of the national government of who? The United States. That's the corporation again. No America issued after it. No America written after United States. Yes. So that's what happened. In that Article of Confederation, the British government and the Rothschild interests that they were represented insisted that America had to incorporate. The article did not allow Congress sufficient authority to enforce Article 4, Article 5, and Article 6 of the Treaty of Children of Israel. Where did Paris come from? How did Paris drop in this thing? We're talking about America. We're talking about Britain. We're talking about Rothschild. Where did Paris come from? Yes, the Rothschild have a branch of Paris available to their disposal to run business from there as well. So, in order to draw you away from America, to let you think they're not involved, they go over to Paris. They say you must come over to Paris. Come sign the treaty to end the war. When was that treaty signed? 1783. And what did it say here? The war ended with the Britons in 1783. And the new government was formed right after that Treaty of Paris. Coincidence? No go so. No coincidence. Straight up. They had to go incorporate themselves according to Article 4 and Article 5 and Article 6 of the Treaty of Paris, which governed that Article of Incorporation that they did in 1783. Article 4. It is agreed that the creditors, Rothschild, who loan money to America, shall meet with no lawful interference to recover all the money in sterling. Again, they're not talking about paper money. Article 1, Section 10. Told you already, we only accept gold and silver as payment of debt. All debt shall be paid. If you already contracted for it, if you contracted for it now, and you contract for it after, paid. It has to be paid via Article 4 of the Treaty of Paris. Article 5, it is agreed that Congress shall pass laws to provide that the Rothschilds are paid. That's why America later on set up a Congress in Washington, D.C., 10-mile radius, and set up a second government seat separate from the Congress of the United States of America. There is a Congress for United States Corporation that has its own legislative, its own judicial, and its own executive, all being controlled and run by Congress of the United States. Same people governing over America Congress are the same ones governing over the United States Congress. But the United States of America Congress has been defunct, out of commission since this time. This is what happened on the 6th article. No future confiscation of any money, any property, any belonging of the Rothschild bankers in the United States. So they can't at then and even at now confiscate anything the Rothschild own. Treaty of Paris up and running, fully functional. So this is what America had to sign in order to get their independence. So when you're running up and down July 4th, busting up fireworks, happy as ever as you can be. This is going on in the background. You're bankrupt from the time when you first bust out fireworks and up to now, still bankrupt under your Article of Confederation and your Treaty of Paris. Lawful money in your Black's Law Dictionary. Lawful money in your Black's Law Dictionary. Lawful money. Money which is a legal tender in payment of debt. Example, what? Gold, silver that is minted, coined. It not say nothing about no paper, fiat money. It said nothing about no paper, fiat money. Gold and silver are the only things that can pay off debt. Everything else, discharge the debt, move it from one hand to another. Discharge! There is a distinction between debt discharge, and debt paid. Black's Law Dictionary again, the revised 4th edition. Distinction, meaning there's a difference between the two. When you discharge the debt, it still exists. Not gone nowhere. It just gone to someone else, moving from you to your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your uncle. Someone else gonna pick up that debt. So when you have the paper money in your pocket, it is a debt note. So when it moves to you, no matter how much of it you accumulate, you are accumulating more of the national debt, which will be pinned on you when the bankers foreclose on America. Whatever debt that you have, which holding that paper money, you will be assigned that much to pay off in your labor. During the time, the little 12 months, they're gonna get to wreak havoc on you. Debt continues to exist. It is only transferred from one hand to another. It is assigned from one man, one person, one corporation to another, but it doesn't pay off debt. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of your Constitution state, in order to exercise, to pass, and enact exclusive public policy, not public law, because Congress of the United States cannot enact laws. They enact public policies because you're a corporation. Corporation can only issue policy, not law, and then make you think those policies are law. That's the difference between Congress of America and Congress of the United States Corporation. So, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 said, Congress, this is how it shall be set up, shall exercise exclusive public policies in all cases, legislative, executive, judicial, whatsoever, over such district not exceeding what? 10 miles. That's Washington, D.C. fire. That's the Congress of the United States Corporation occupying that 10 mile. Everything else outside of that 10 mile is United States of America Congress run. But that one is defunct. It's out of service. And only the one of the United States Corporation running. Again, District of Columbia. And they moved you in as a citizen into that 10-mile zone by giving you an abbreviated state name. So if you live in New York, they tell you write NY. If you live in California, they tell you write CA. If you live in New Jersey, they tell you write NJ. If you live in Texas, they tell you write TX. So by doing that, you move into that 10-mile area because all those abbreviated codes are registered as corporation in that 10-mile zone. Same thing as your zip code. The first letter of your zip code is telling you your federal district code in that 10-mile zone. We'll cover that in our next message. Congress become the seat of government of what? Of who? The United States. Where is America? The United States. No, America. They are government for the corporation. The one incorporated on the Article of Confederate via the Treaty of Paris. That's what's running in your background. Selling stocks and shares in the artificial nation, the United States Corporation. Bankrupt the country, forcing Andrew Jackson to come rob the native Indian, to come rob the native Negro-Indian, to come rob the native Negro-Indian, and start war with the Rothschild bankers. Here we go again, a brief history of the United States default. This the Globalist magazine, matching it up back with the New England Historical Society. The Globalist 1790 default episode. They defaulted in the late 1780s, but we'll run with his version for now. The first bankruptcy default when President George Washington signed the Funding Act of 1790. What is the Funding Act? The new federal government of the United States Corporation shall assume all the war debt related to the Revolutionary War. America is responsible for it. We're assuming it from all the 13 states, and we're gathering all the debt going to the United States Corporation. That's what the Rothschild wanted them to do. So the Rothschild International Bankers has one throat to squeeze, one entity, one debt company to interact with to get payment for its debt. During the Revolutionary War, they rack up a whole bunch of debt, and the Rothschild said, I'm holding the United States Corporation responsible for those debt. So when those debt became due, America, United States Corporation could not pay it, hence leading to what James Swan had to do, issue new shares. 1790, the Funding Act, where the federal government assumed the debt as the collective debt, the collective bargaining power for the 13 states, and then in 1795, they incorporated America and issued new shares. And who bought up those new shares? The ready market in Britain of the Rothschild International Bankers. Now, that is the trail of how the money goes from the beginning, all the way to bankruptcy, all the way to the formation of the country, the artificial one, issuing shares back to the bankers. So now that we have gotten that out of the way, Andrew Jackson's wife, Rachel Jackson, 1767 to 1820, was black. A black woman his wife was. Let's jump into it. Life of Andrew Jackson in 3 volumes by James Parton, page 150 of that book. Rachel Jackson, wife of President Jackson, her face fair. That's what they put on her tombstone. That's why I walked you through fair earlier in the message to let you know it is clear, free from spots. She's not a Caucasian woman. Deceptive word that was used previously to trick up the children of Israel. Let's put fear to the test. Page 161 of that book. Her complexion so dark. That's Miss Rachel Jackson, the wife of Andrew Jackson. She, as well, on that same page, was a brunette, sparkling brunette. Brunette, Webster 1828 dictionary. Brunette, woman with a brown or dark complexion. Firmly decided. Andrew Jackson, the border captain, by Marquis James, page 52 of that book. Rachel tanned as what? An Indian. That's how dark she was. She couldn't pass for an Indian. That's why I gave you the word on the right-hand side. Bronze complexion, also called tanned. And what is bronze? Copper color, yellowish brown. That is Rachel Jackson. She is a brown-skinned woman. If you want to say she's yellowish brown, or tan, or bronze, whatever, dark enough to pass as a Negro-Indian moving forward. Andrew Jackson and the New Populism by William Gutman, page 121 of that book. Her skin tanned. Again, that's why I pulled the meaning out. Bronze, to give you that. It's a copper color, yellowish brown, and she is so dark she can pass for a Negro-Indian. Firmly decided, no matter how tricky they want to put the word, that she tan, and she tan all year round. If you tan all year round, you're naturally black. Can be nothing else, children of Israel. Andrew Jackson by Margaret L. Coit, page 68 of that book. Rachel, her what? Sun brown. Where you get that from? Her brown skin. The woman tan all year. The woman tan all year round. Brown skin, dark enough to pass as an Indian. That's Rachel for you, but we're not done yet. That's true, Andrew Jackson. That's true, Andrew Jackson by Cyrus Townsend Brady, LLD, long title, after his name, page 166 of that book. Mrs. Jackson, rosy complexion, going into that ruddy red territory, going into that florid territory. Page 167. Sir, Miss Jackson, florid complexion, red, lively red. A black woman, lively ruddy red, as I have shown you over here. Ruddy red, matching up with florid, match up with sanguine, and she's clear and free as spots. That's what it means, no matter how much the Caucasian, Gentile, whitewashed image. But again, I'll give you an example of what is ruddy red and ruddy gold. So, Miss Jackson is a ruddy red with her rose complexion, her florid complexion. So, Old Hickory, a life of Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson is called Hickory. Burke Davis wrote that book, 61, that's the page number. Rachel, her what? Dark face. The woman is a dark-skinned woman, no matter which way they splice or dice it, and say she tan, and she sun brown, and all kind of rubbish. Going back to the truth. Andrew Jackson by Robert V. Remini, page 87 of that book. Rachel, dark complexion, black woman, Black as black can be, not done with them as yet. We go back to this book by Cyrus Townsend Brady, LL.D. The True Andrew Jackson, page 169. Her complexion, Lady Jackson, complexion so dark. It's a very dark skin woman. Black woman in your modern day time, not care which way you flip the coin, it's gonna land on black. Moving forward, black president Andrew Jackson, 1767 to 1845. Yes, he was black. Yes, he was black. Andrew Jackson, his life and times by H.W. Brands, page 40 of that book. Jackson's appearance struck out with Annie Jarrett's memory. His complexion, yellow and freckled. Yellow and freckled. So, don't get frightened yet, Caucasians. Hey, the man is Caucasian. Not Nagasa. Not a things go like that. Moving forward, the true Andrew Jackson by Cyrus Townsend Brady with his LLD, page 136 of that book. Andrew Jackson, Miss Annie wrote about him. Same description she gave in that book, the same one this author quoted. His complexion, yellow and freckled. So let me put an end to the celebration by the Caucasian. Yellow. Let's get the true meaning of yellow. If you haven't figured out as yet, that's the description. That's a description for the black man. Andrew Jackson of Kentucky, narrated by Andrew Jackson, a black man that was in Kentucky, and he printed for you all the slavery ads where runaway slaves were being reported to bring them back, and they give description of the slave page 73 of that book. The second to last paragraph. $200 reward for the runaway subscriber. About 3 years ago, this Negro man run away. He is yellow complexion. Again, this is a black man color given back to another black man from Europe. Yellow complexion. Negro man. That's a color of the Negro, ruddy yellow. That's why he said yellow complexion. So, know that we reign on that parade. Go to this book, The Age of Jackson, The Art of American Power, 1815 to 1848, by William Nestor. Page 14 of that book. His complexion, Jackson I'm talking about, yellow and freckled, and he's Irish. Yes, there were black people coming in from Ireland. So when I come tell you, hey, Cromwell was sending over black people from England, Ireland, and sending them over here as slaves. Don't get vexed when I come tell you about the truth that it wasn't Caucasian. He was shipping out by the shipload. Yes, he was shipping out people of color. Black people from Europe, Ireland, Scotland, and the UK as well. Irish, yellow and freckled. That is Jackson, a ruddy yellow. But we're not done yet. Staying with that book. Staying with that book. Page 40 of that book. Let's blow up some other names that are Caucasian in whitewashing, but they're not in true life. Sam Houston, Cherokee, Chief, Holeteka, adopted Sam Houston and named him Raven. Would you name a Caucasian man Raven? Look on the right hand side of your screen. That's the color of a raven. Black. Sam Houston was a black man as well. The one that went and started up the state of Texas. Yes, that's him. Andrew Jackson, his life and time by H.W. Brands. We go back to that book. General Sam Houston, light complexion. Again, a black man, Sam Houston, starting up Texas. He worked and he rode and he killed Cherokee with Andrew Jackson. So, light skin, if you want to investigate what light skin mean, light complexion mean, you go to the Webster dictionary, having an olive complexion. What is olive, you might ask? Olivaster, olive came from that word. Olivaster, darkly brown. Again, you don't like that one? Let's go to medium brown complexion. You don't like that one? Being black. You certainly don't like that one. If you don't like it, I jump you to indigenous people of color. Don't like that one. You got to pick one. Pick the one that says darkly brown. That is Sam Houston, a dark-skinned, brown, copper-color skin man. Moving back, Andrew Jackson and the New Populism by William Gutman, page 106 of that book. Light-skinned Indian walk in to see General Jackson. Again, if you think light doesn't mean copper color, indigenous people, light skin, Negro-Indian walked in to see General Jackson when he was busy killing Creeks and killing Seminoles. Light skin, a brown skinned man walking up on the general and said, General, what you up to, man? You're killing us off unnecessarily. Leave us alone. Get off with land. But again, light skin, dark skin people, black people in your modern day time, no matter which way you cut it. William Nestor, we go back to the age of Jackson, page 305 of that book. Webster, nickname Black Dan. Who is Webster, you might ask? Who is Webster, you might ask? He was a congressman at Andrew Jackson time, very popular in politics at Andrew Jackson time. Webster, nickname Black Dan, Forest, swarthy complexion. Swarthy, if you might ask, dark complexion, black. That is swarthy. Webster, Daniel Webster, was a black man as well. Moving forward, The Passion of Andrew Jackson by Andrew Bernstein, page 190 of that book. Daniel Webster, dark complexion. That's his nickname, Black Dan, to match his black complexion. So, when you see all these political figures, all these important judges in America doing things, all of them, not any one of them at all, escape the paint brush of the Gentile Caucasian, whitewashing them. Again, Job 9 verse 24 telling you what happened at your time. Andrew Jackson, the border captain, by Marquis James. We go back to that book, page 216 of that book. Jackson, the commanding general, his complexion sallow. Again, if you don't know what sallow is, now you know. The right hand side of your screen. Sallow, yellowish color, dark yellow. That's why they say he was yellow with freckles. And the yellow Indian man, Negro-Indian man, run up and Jackson, another yellow man. Again, tricky words being used at that time when we were not checking what the Gentile was telling us and check them to say, no, not no Gusto, the man a Caucasian, he's not ghost white as the picture that you're showing me. Moving back, Old Hickory, Life of Andrew Jackson, Burke Davis, chapter 9 of that book. Jackson, the General Jackson appearance was his complexion sallow, corroborating what you just read again. Yellowish color, dark yellow, yellow and freckle, like the native Negro-Indian. Andrew Jackson, his life and time, H.W. Brands, page 296 of that book. Jackson, his sallow skin. Again, corroborating each time that he's a man colored in your modern day time. Passions of Andrew Jackson, page 121 of that book, written by Andrew Bernstein. Jackson, salad face. Over and over, you're being told he's a ruddy yellow Jackson, the true Andrew Jackson, by Cyrus Townsend Brady. Page 145 of that book. Andrew Jackson, General Jackson, complexion, fair, fresh, ruddy. Don't celebrate as yet, seeing fear. That is the description of his skin condition. That's why I walk you through at the beginning. That fair means clear, free from spots. Fresh means his complexion strong and lively. And his complexion color ruddy yellow, because he's bright yellow color. He's a sallow color. That's why I gave you all the walkthrough. So you know, when you see fresh, when you see fair, don't assume it's a Caucasian man or woman. That's the description as well, given for their skin condition, that they didn't have smallpox or no chicken pox, nor nothing that made their skin patchy and bad. Moving back, ruddy yellow example on the right, that was Andrew Jackson. Complexion, yellow, freckled face, copper color skin man. Moving forward, Andrew Jackson, an early Tennessee history by S.G. Haskell, page 441 of that book. General Jackson, his complexion, ruddy. Again, ruddy, we already identified. He's a yellowish complexion. That put him in the bright yellow color. Ruddy, yellow. Moving forward, don't celebrate when you see that picture on the right-hand side of your screen and on the left-hand side of your screen, looking like a Caucasian man. The picture fully whitewashed. Here it is, blown up as blown up can be. Children of Israel, when you see the face and the hair has the same color, whitewash. Red flag number 1. When you see his eyebrow missing, red flag number 2. When you see his ears have a white, fully white color, red flag. Can never get his neck right. Can never. Look at this picture. They made a complete mess out of it. Eyebrow gone, a big white splash in his forehead, his head, his hair color, and his forehead. White! Nobody here on their face, no look like that. His ears, they couldn't bother to take their time and groove it out, patch it out correctly. With the whitewashing brush, they just rub out his ears. And his mouth, they splash the paint down in his lip. And if you look on the left-hand side of your face, where his mouth is, they still leave that black, while the other side, whitewash. Whole thing is a complete mess. Patchy, the black coming through from the original picture. Make sure you get a refund from whoever whitewashed this picture for your Mr. Gentile. Young Hickory, the making of Andrew Jackson by Hendrik Buren. Page 108 of that book. Andrew, referred to as Andy, was so tanned. Here's this man sitting in a tanning booth, running up and down in the White House, Oval Office, in tanning booth and tanning salon. No, he was not tan, copper color, brown skin. Put a copper on the side, the right side, so you can see that the copper color is a brown color. Yellowish brown. That's Andrew Jackson of a bronze color, correspond with tan. Bronze color, ruddy, yellow. Moving forward, Andrew Jackson, Margaret L. Coit, page 57. Jackson is bronzed complexion, his bronze complexion. They throwing sun like he's running around in the sun all his life. But if you go back here where it said young Andrew Jackson, when he was young, he was tanned. No, the man in the Oval Office, he's still tan. Yes, if he is still tan. When he's young and when he's now an old man, the man black permanently. That's the reason that he's so tan when he's young, and when he's old, still tan. The man black can be nothing else. Black, ruddy, yellow man. His bronze skin. Bronze again. Copper complexion. Yellowish brown complexion. Corresponding with ruddy, yellow. Jackson. Hear me now, if they want to come run games on your history of George Washington bicentennial, we go back to this book, volume 1. George Washington, complexion is what? Bronze. Page 617 of that book. George Washington was bronze, and he turned out to be a black, dark complexion man. What do you think Andrew Jackson was and going to be? George Washington, dark, according to Van Horn, page 239. George Washington, a biography by Douglas R. Freeman, and he was bronze in the bicentennial book, page 240. Say London, say he was a black complexion man, and they describe him as bronze. What's the odd? That General Jackson, bronze and is black, 100 times 100%, firmly decided. Andrew Jackson, he had a would-be assassin, a man that the Rothschild bankers sent to kill, to wipe out Jackson because he took away their bank charter, pay off the debt too early, and they can't collect no more profit from America, an America dead corporation. Jackson, page 137 of that book. Andrew Jackson by Margaret L. Coit, page 137 of that book. Jackson, he came face to face with who? A dark man. A black man tried to kill Andrew Jackson, who whipped out a pistol and leveled it at the president's chest. Jackson, his would-be assassin, he knew and was convinced was sent by the bank. The bankers sent the man to come kill Andrew Jackson. The man came from England, specially flown in from England. Black man in England then, and now they were indigenous to England. Jackson, the first president to be subjected to assassination attempt. 1835, after he finished pay off the debt, run out the bankers, Richard Lawrence from England aimed a pistol at Jackson's chest, but the pistol misfired. Rothschild sent over a black man to do their work, and they are black men as well. All the Rothschilds are black. It tells you in their book. The Rothschild brothers, they were all dark. Black man hire another black man to come kill a black man in America, running the country as the president of the United States Corporation. Black, sixth president, John Quincy Adams, 1825 to 1829. He's the president before Andrew Jackson. So since we're tearing down the Gentile lies, let's move into some of the presidents they've been telling you are Caucasian, but not Nagaso. Not a thing goes like that. John Quincy Adams, the remarkable education of John Quincy Adams by Phyllis Lee Lovin. Chapter 6 is where we begin. Beguiling pastel, beguiling painting of 16-year-old John Quincy Adams, complexion blonde. Let's stop there for a minute before we go no further. Let's figure out this blonde. Blonde! Webster dictionary. Flaxen complexion. Golden complexion. Auburn. What is auburn? Reddish brown color. The next one. Yellowish brown. The other one. Light yellowish brown. Coming back to a brown skin man. Brown complexion. That was John Quincy Adams. Page 307 of that book. Firm it up for us and let us know beyond a shadow of a doubt he is black. John Quincy, portrait of himself that he sent to a woman he was courting, and he sent her the picture of himself. His picture, the complexion dark. The man is a dark-skinned man, a black man. But we're not done, not yet. This is the picture of John Quincy Adams running around in all kind of places without your knowledge. John Quincy Adams picture on the left-hand side. Dark complexion is the 6th president. The picture on the right-hand side. Dark complexion man as well. Everybody know? Time for the children of Israel to know. The 8th president, Martin Van Buren, 1837 to 1841. He was the vice president to Andrew Jackson. He came after Andrew Jackson. So, figure out who he is. Andrew Jackson, portrait of a president by Marcus James, page 188 of that book. Mr. Van Buren, his complexion, bright blonde. Again, we already know that they said, John Quincy Adams was blonde, golden, auburn, reddish brown, yellowish brown, yellowish brown. Pick one, whichever one, drop your back as a black man. Black President James K. Polk. Since we're at it, let's jump to the 11th president, 1845 to 1849. Andrew Jackson, an early Tennessee history by S.G. Haskell, page 522 of that book. American Historical Magazine. A judge saw James K. Polk and give a description of it. Complexion, a little dark. Black man, a little dark black man. Page 530 of that book. Ben Perley-Poor saw James K. Polk's wife and he said, her dark complexion. Man dark, wife dark, two dark people together. Black people. Let's cut the nonsense out. Black Andrew Jackson massacre of the Seminole Negro-Indians of Florida. Yes, pictorial biography of Andrew Jackson, illustrated with numerous engraving by John Frost, LLD, page 442 of that book. General Jackson left with his warriors to scour the Miskasuki village where the Seminole Indians lived. That's what he did, children of Israel. The enemies of the United States. That's how we classify the Seminole Negro-Indians. That's who he came and he wiped out in Florida. Did the same thing to the creek and he did the same thing east of the Mississippi when the Negro-Indians found gold on their land. Yes, that's what he did, children of Israel. That's what he did. He destroyed the Negro-Indians and their stronghold because they view you as savages. Think I'm making this one up? You were the original people on the southeast and the northeast coast of America, where the 13 original colonies get set up. You were here before all of them, and they keep classifying you as savage and steal your land. When Verrazano first sailed up the southeast and the northeast coast of America, he saw you here first, the dark color people, not unlike the Ethiopian. That when he first landed and the first indigenous people he saw. Yes. When the English finally arrived in Virginia and set up their first colony, set up their select charter and other documents illustrative of the American history, they classify you as savage as well. Page 2 Virginia and other territories in America not held by no Christian people, but it's our responsibility to propagate, to spread Christian religion to the people that have yet been known to know the true knowledge of worship. Not so. You're Hebrew children of Israel. You know God better than the Europeans know the Most High and the Lord. Yes, they classify you as what? Infidel, savages. Same thing again. Andrew Jackson classified you as to get you off your land in Florida, in South Carolina, in North Carolina, in Georgia, and every other places east of the Mississippi. But it's not done yet. Georgia, when they set up the franchise there as well. Charter set up by the British. North American, frequently ravaged by Indians, Negro-Indians that you they're styling as their enemy. More especially South Carolina, more than in Georgia. But either way, they are savages. Same thing was set up in Georgia, charter. So when time to move you out because they found gold on the savage land, it was easy to get you up off the land by going back to the charter that said you are savages. Virginia, Georgia, Carolina, no different. Page 121 of the charter for Carolina. Give your fancy title, barbarous people. No different from savages in their mind and only inhabited by some barbarous people, barbarian people who have no knowledge of the Almighty God. Not so. You are Hebrew. Again, no matter how much charter they set up and how much they put you are savage in there, that no mean anything right now. When the Most High and the Lord raising up back the so-called savages, and they shall be shocked and out of their mind when they see you back in your full glory. Firmly decided. Now, doesn't stop there. When they finally get to form the country, United States of America in 1619. This is what they come up with again when they passed a law. They enacted that all the savages, Indian, Negro-Indian, should convert to Christianity. Native children should be educated by those who are calling themselves Black Shemites who know God better than you. Again, no so. Because at the end, they got subdued and thrown to the wolves of the Gentile Caucasian. So no matter again how much they write in the journals of the House of Burgesses of Virginia, 1619 to 1658, and how much charter they set up to say you are savage and they need to retrain you in Christianity, you didn't ask for their false Jesus, and you certainly didn't ask no for no white Jesus. Black Andrew Jackson, removal of the Cherokee, Negro-Indian from east of the Mississippi River to claim their newly discovered gold. Dahlonega, gold mining, gold discovery. They're selling packages and tour package to show the people your land that they stole because gold was discovered on your land. Again, Dahlonega gold legacy, largest gold deposit found where? East of the Mississippi River. That's why you removed from there. Gold was first discovered in Dahlonega in 1828. That's when they discovered gold on their land. Next year, everybody rushing in to Georgia. Gold rush in Georgia. 1829. It started where? Dahlonega, the Indian land. Dollar nigga, does that sound British? Does that sound Scottish? Does that sound Irish? No! Pure Negro-Indian word. Come and bombard, come and bomb rush your land 1829. Then in 1830, 1 year later, the Indian Removal Act was signed by who? Andrew Jackson. 1830, 2 years after, they discovered gold on your land. Him signed law to move you out. Where did he move you to? West of the Mississippi River in exchange for your land. East of the Mississippi River. You never tell him you need no exchange of your land. But he went ahead and moved you by force, by gunpoint, off your land. By who? United States Corporation. Subjecting you to the trail of tears, where you had to leave your land, walk by foot, hundreds of miles west of the Mississippi River, dropping you in Oklahoma, dropping you in Kansas. That's Andrew Jackson Indian Removal Act, Negro-Indian Removal Act, to come thief your gold, steal your gold. Not done as yet. Life of Andrew Jackson in 3 volumes by James Parton. Page 279 of that book. The removal of all the southern Negro Indians to where? West of the Mississippi River was what General Jackson entirely approved and resolved to do it, to get your land, to get your gold. Yes, that's his plan. Indians, Negro Indians of Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi moved out to west of the Mississippi and their land taken over by the United States Corporation. He needed that money to go pay off the Rothschild and go puff up him chest on the Rothschild bankers. Andrew Jackson by Kiernan Doherty, page 78 of that book. But now make that whitewash picture there fool you. Don't let that whitewash picture on the left-hand side of your screen fool you. Flag, red flag number 1 is here, white like his face. No go so. But we're gonna get to that picture soon. During Jackson's second term, the Indians, Negro Indians of the Old Southwest were stripped of their land and forced to move west of the Mississippi River at gunpoint. Why didn't he do it in his first term? Because he had no gold to pay off debt. Remember, debt can only be paid by gold or silver, not by paper money. Paper money only transfer the debt to another debtor. That's why he had to move you out, collect the gold, and go pay off America's debt. So my Negro Indian, my black people, my people of color, you paid off America's debt. Every time they get themselves in problem, they come hang on to you and steal your energy, steal your sweat work, and go pay off their debt, get themselves out of problem that you had nothing to do with. You, Negro Indian, you have always bear the brunt of America's mistake. Now the final mistake, getting rid of whitewash picture that they give unto you, and you know that you were here running the country as the judges, and they just showed up, those Caucasians just showed up under the vicar of Christ instruction. Black Andrew Jackson paid off United States Corporation's debt owed to the Rothschild international bankers with the discovered gold from the Negro Indian land. That's how we paid off your debt. No matter which way they slice or dice it for come lie to you. 1835. we go back to the treasury.gov. Treasury, who's who? Treasury is who manages the money of the United States Corporation. And they're giving you an history of what Andrew Jackson did according to the treasury function that he had. 1837, Andrew Jackson. 1835, all the government United States Corporation interest-bearing debt was paid off. And from what we have gone through, you can only pay off debt how? With gold or silver only. No exception to it. The Rothschild bankers are experienced money changers. They're not going to take paper money from you that they printed and give you. That's how their second bank of the United States work. They print paper money for you. The country United States Corporation give you that paper money to push to your people and give them the debt, and they're working hard as hard can be, thinking that if they earn more of that debt, it's gonna make them rich. But they do not know. They're just earning more debt that the United States is pushing on them, coming from the Rothschild. And the more they have is the more they owe to the bankers. United States Corporation just shifted its debt onto you. And when these Rothschild clan come and foreclose 2023, 2024, they are going to look at who is holding the most debt. Gonna have to pay that debt off. So make sure you have some gold and silver if you're gonna hang on to all that paper money that you should be wiping your bleep with. So Andrew Jackson, removal of the Federal Reserve that the Rothschild set up at his time, and he censured them as well. 1833, when him grab your money, Jackson signed an executive order ending the United States Bank, the second bank, the treasury of it, and said, we're not giving you any more money to hold nor print for us. That's when he officially threw out the Rothschild bankers and said, we are taking back over America. No more we need you to transact or to manage our United States paper money. Got rid of the second bank of the U.S. Don't have a charter, you can't do business in that country. 1835, Jackson paid off all the national debt of the United States Corporation. With your money, new power given unto him to flex his muscle, challenge the Rothschild international bankers, cancelled, closed their bank, and paid off all the debt, all the money United States Corp owed to them. That's what he did with the Negro-Indian gold. With the Negro-Indian gold. So, on the left-hand side of your screen, they made a big cartoon drawing of him. That's how information was passed during Andrew time. Someone made a sketch, put it in the newspaper, and that's how you see your commander-in-chief and any other people you wanted to see. But no make no mistake thinking that you're seeing a white man picture, you're seeing a Caucasian picture on the left-hand side of your screen. Fully whitewashed. That's the picture on the left-hand side, fully whitewashed. The original picture on the right-hand side of your screen, a black man. King Andrew I. That's the sketch they drew of him. Black man, and they whitewashed it. The Gentile went to work with the whitewash paintbrush and changed him over to Caucasian, trying to rob the history from a black man. How desperate can you be? All the wickedness that this man do, you still want his image and his personality to be Caucasian. Here is a blown up version of it. Black man, black face, black hand. Black man as black man can be. Now make the Gentile tell you, no rubbish. Yes. Now let the Gentile tell ya. Now rubbish chronology of events leading up to Andrew Jackson robbing, stealing, ripping off the Negro-Indian money. 1828, the discovery of gold in Georgia. You can only pay debt with gold. With gold. That is the lawful money written in your Constitution. Article 1, Section 10. Make gold, silver, coin as a tender giving of payment of debt. So going back here, 1829, 1 year later, the start of the Georgia Gold Rush, 1829. Andrew Jackson started the bank war with the Rothschild bankers. He knows gold has been found, and he knows his constitution that gold can pay down the debt. Only gold or silver. So, new gold coming, I'm gonna puff up my chest and take on the Rothschild bankers. 1 year later, 1830, Andrew Jackson passed the Indian Removal Act to remove the Negro-Indian from Georgia and other states east of the Mississippi River, move them to west of the Mississippi River. I need your gold to take on the Rothschild bankers, and I need your gold to pay off the debt and to cancel the Rothschild bankers' second U.S. bank, the Federal Reserve, and get it out of the country. I'm gonna take your money, pay off my debt, and get you into some crummy, cheap Bacawal land. That's what he did to the Negro-Indian. 1830. 2 years later, 1832, Andrew Jackson increased his emphasis on his bank war with the Rothschild International bankers. Step up his game with them. No, I got the money. I had 2 years to rip the gold out of the land, and I get rid of the people that have legal claim to that gold. So it's all mine. The love of money, the love of gold, the love of silver is the mother of all evil. Told unto you in 1 Timothy, in the Sibylline's oracle, told unto you over and over about money. 1833, Andrew Jackson removed the charter for the second bank of the United States Corporation. Federal Reserve set up by the Rothschild and taking them out of the picture, getting them out of our money and banking business. He removed their charter to do business and to manage the money of the United States Corporation that was given unto them. That job was given unto them by the Rothschild bankers, given that America owed the Rothschild money. Kick them out. No more we have to answer to you. No more we have to answer to the Rothschild. And no more Congress gonna make roll to supply more power to the Rothschild family. 1835, Andrew Jackson pay off all the debt of the United States Dead Corporation. That's what he did. Everything they owed to the Rothschild bankers, he paid it off in full. After he left office, they went back to make debt again with the Rothschild bankers. But at his time, all this chronology lead to one and only conclusion. Without the Negro-Indian gold on their land in Georgia, Andrew Jackson would have not been able to do any of what he did, affecting the Rothschild bankers, the bank war, paying down the debt, and removing the charter for the Second Bank of the United States. He did all of that on the backs of the Negro-Indian, and they come and tell you now, under the Caucasian rule, that you need to pull up your own bootstrap and be your own man when they steal all your land and gold. Some nerve, but most I telling you, the money going down, so no worry your head about them children of Israel. No worry about them children of Israel. No worry your head about them children of Israel. Genesis 47 verse 15 already told you, by 2023 to 2025, the money shall fail in America. And after the money fail, the Russian, the China coming into America has told unto you in Daniel 11 verse 43 to take America's gold and silver. So now worry your head, children of Israel. We go into the shameful whitewashing of black Andrew Jackson images. That's what they were busy doing. This picture, as we had come across earlier in the message, and I told you, don't celebrate because you see a white image, whitewash. Red flag number 1, when you see the hair fully white, has the forehead and the rest of the face whitewash. Red flag number 2, he has no eyebrow missing with all the whitewashing that went on. And also his ears, they can never get right. Neckline as well can never get right. If you look at this picture, crease line in his forehead, but he has no crease. If he naturally had a crease, the crease would be going across the entire forehead. Again, children of Israel, these are whitewashing that was done to fool us at the time when we had no discernment, but it's done. Look at the eyes, black around the eyes. Eyebrow missing, as I've told you, is eyelids fully black. If you look on the right hand side of your screen, is earlobe, bottom of it whitewash. But if you look at the top of his ears, black as black can be. Again, you can see the original picture, the original dark color coming through, making its way through the whitewash. His face, chin. If you look at the left hand side of your screen, the face is dark color, but his neckline dark color, where his shirt color painted in as well. Bottom portion of his lip, whitewash. Upper portion of his lip, black as ever. Again, whitewash. Another picture, goes white. Here, white, just like his face, as I told you. Red flag number 1, where you see all that whitewashing. Another whitewash picture of Andrew Jackson. Let's jump in. His forehead, white like his hair. Some of his hair patch, black. Again, whitewash, not done properly. Forehead and hair matching color. Red flag number 1, go to his eyes. Red flag number 2, his eyebrow whitewash, but his eyelids black. Eye corner black. Hair black on the right hand side of your screen, and his face white, and some part of his hair white. Look at his ears. Where his ears fully whitewashed. The crease in his ears black as ever. Can never ever be. Look at the right hand side of your screen. His face black, and then it's whitewashed. Clearly a whitewashing job gone bad. Moving forward, lower part of his face, crease line where they couldn't whitewash properly. Neckline black, under his ears black. Face on the right hand side of your screen, black. On the rest of his face, whitewash. They messed up by his nostril, the lower part of it, black as ever. Lips top portion of his lip black, his lower lip whitewash. Again, horrible paint job. This one is a monstrosity. Whitewash, fully whitewash. His hair, black and white. Nobody here is like that. His ears, black on the inside portion, white on the outside portion. His eyes, black as ever. They couldn't bother doing his eyebrow the proper way. They just left it black. Again, horrible paint job. Look at this picture. Standing next to a white horse, fully whitewashed. Look at him, look at him. Let's jump in on the picture. Here, two patch of color. White on some part, black on some part. His eyebrow again. Gone. They did his eyelid this time. Whitewash it, but they couldn't get the creases on the inner side of his eyes. Right ears, tip of it, whitewash. The rest of it, black. Can never get the neckline right. But look at his lip. Lower portion of his lips, whitewash. No one's lip is that white, just like the complexion of their face. Fully whitewashed. Look at his hands. Again, the hand, patchy work, speaks for itself. His pointer finger, half of it black, half white. And if you look at the creases between his finger, black as ever. Again, Andrew Jackson sitting with his hand tucked in, showing you that he's part of cabal, but they whitewash him anyway. Face fully whitewashed, jumping, his eye creases, black as ever. They got rid of his eyebrow, gone white. His ears again, black and white in the creases, black as his natural complexion. On his outer part of his ears, whitewash his lips, the bottom portion of it, whitewash his upper lips, black skin, black, pouring through the whitewash image, patchy, all over. His hair white, snowflakes white, just like his skin. No go so, nobody that goes white. That's what I'm giving back onto you. Hand tucked in his jacket pocket, cabal, but they still left his hand. Patchy, black and white hand, both of them. Look at the one on the right hand side of your screen. His thumb, black as ever on the crease line, and all the other separation between the fingers, black. Fingernail, whitewash, but patchy black on the right hand screen. Again, white. Whoa! Look at this ghost white image. Look at this one. Tell me this image is real. No, go so. Whitewash. Again, children of Israel. When you see the man, hair color, match his skin color, goes white, both of them, no go so, 100% whitewash, according to Job 9 verse 24. They shall cover, whitewash out the faces of the judges, doing good and doing bad. Look at his ears. On the right hand side of your screen, part of it whitewashed by the tip and the other part of it black as ever. They couldn't match up the hair color on the right hand side, on the left hand side of your screen. The hair, you see the original picture pouring through, and then they whitewash the rest of it. They made a mess of his eyebrow, whitewashing splash all over him, and his lips, upper and lower, white. They even painted in his shirt and his neck collar for you. You didn't ask for an extra painting, but you got the painting just the same. Look at it close up, then you see all that I've been telling you, the imperfection pouring out of the image, the original image in the background, bursting out, and the whitewash struggling to hold down the black complexion. Original picture painted over, whitewash told unto you, warned unto you by your Bible. You think your Bible joking when it says someone of the Caucasian gonna come and whitewash black people picture? Giving unto you, whoa, one more monstrosity by Smithsonian, put it up, whitewash, shame, Smithsonian, this picture, whitewash, as whitewash can be. Again, shame on you, Smithsonian. You could have at least smoothed out that patch in the center of his forehead. His hair whitewash just like his forehead and the rest of his face. But if you look on the right hand side of your screen where his face is, it's a brown color pouring through the whitewash. His hand fully whitewash as well. So, children of Israel, this is what they've been passing as authentic image when the time when we were sleeping. But people, wake back up and this done, fingernail, painted whitewash as well. Desperation on top of desperation. The man lip rosy red as if he's using Maybelline lipstick. So, whitewashers gone wrong. Whitewashing gone wrong and gone astray. Whitewash picture on the left hand side of your screen. Giving unto you compliments of whoever got take away the original portrait that was done and whitewash it. I gave you the original on the right hand side of your screen. Black man. The one, that monstrosity on the left-hand side of your screen, whitewash. But again, they can never get the eyes correct. Eyes them still black. Around it, the eyelid and the creases in the corner of his eyes by his nostril area, black. They can never get it right. But I have the original for you on the right side, so you don't have to go figure out where they whitewash. It is known worldwide that Andrew Jackson is black. It is known. Book cover and all kind of drawing that was left of him at the time when he was President of the United States Dead Corporation. On the left-hand side of your screen, clearly a black man, Andrew Jackson, in his military get together when he was busy killing Seminole and killing Negro-Indians. King Andrew Jackson, when he took your money, your gold, and your silver, and go pay off America, dead corporation, debt, and composer. King Andrew Jackson, the first born to command, black image. All the drawings of the time and all the news of the time were done by artist sketch of the president or anyone of importance. So they left a historical record of the man complexion where the country grew. Andrew Jackson standing again, posing quite comfortable as he took Negro-Indian land, moved you from east of the Mississippi River to west of the Mississippi River, dropping you in Oklahoma and Kansas. Black man, as you see on the left-hand side of your screen, black face, black hand, has sketched by the original artist before the whitewashers get free rein to change up pictures. Moving forward, black man, auction, need action company, selling Andrew Jackson, portrait, black face, black hand. Again, black man, Andrew Jackson, given unto you by Neil Auction, selling these pictures in the background while they're busy shoving whitewash picture in your face. On the right-hand side of your screen, another political sketch of Andrew Jackson. Again, black man, black face, black hand, and he was challenging another black man. Again, children of Israel, these are the pictures that are out there, known by the population at large, but children of Israel was not informed. Andrew Jackson compliments of Julius Saul, the leading clothier that clothes all the president, Andrew Jackson on the left-hand side of your screen, and Abraham Lincoln on the right-hand side of your screen. 2 black man. Children of Israel, enough of the nonsense. Andrew Jackson, black man. On the left side, Abraham Lincoln, no question, he's a black man. And in his autobiography that I showed unto you, he said, if you want to know what I look like, I am dark of complexion with coarse black hair. Nappy hair, that is, in our language. Library of Congress, another painting by Andrew Jackson on the way to Arabi. Yes, left-hand side of your screen. That is Andrew Jackson holding a broken cane and Biddle on the right-hand side of the screen. That is the man who was the head of the Federal Reserve, the second bank of the United States. At that time, black man on the left, black man on the right, and holding on to Andrew Jackson's coat is Van Buren. Andrew Jackson, vice president, a black man as well. They're all painted black. Black face, black hand, black as ever. All the people at that time were black men. Not no go so. When they come tell you they are Caucasian, I blew up the picture for you so you can see with definite conclusion that these sketches and the artists who sketched them portraying a black man just as the books and the language within them told you. These were black men moving forward. Library of Congress as well. Caucus on the surplus bill. Jackson on the right, Van Buren on the left. So, Jackson on the right-hand side, sitting at that table. Does that complexion look like a Caucasian or a black man? Black man it is. On the right-hand side, black Andrew Jackson. On the left-hand side, black Van Buren. Nothing can change that fact. No matter how much the whitewashers went to work. Blown up version of it again. Black face, black hand. Jackson on the right-hand side of your screen. We're not done as yet. Another sketch. All 4 important states of the game featured unto you in the Library of Congress. Congress know your information, but they set up to give you a lie anyway. Martin, Van Buren, and William Henry Harrison each face each other across the table. 2 black men facing each other. Behind Harrison, on the right-hand side is who? Andrew Jackson. Black man standing at the table with 3 other black men. They're all black people, children of Israel, judges being whitewashed over and over. But here is a blown up version of it in case you were confused and can't see it properly. See it in front of you. Black men, all 4 of them. They're all presidents and vice presidents. All people of complexion, color, black. Moving forward, images of Andrew Jackson on auctions and in museum, not whitewash and come thrown in front of you. This heritage auction, a pendant of Andrew Jackson. Black man, as black can be, being sold on auction while you're getting the whitewash image on Google and on Wikipedia. Here's a blown up version of Andrew Jackson. Black, black, black. Again, children of Israel. Here's another ribbon of Andrew Jackson that they used to use as election advertising. Andrew Jackson again, a black man, all his face black, except where the whitewashers tried to paint over a little bit of his forehead and a little bit of his eyes. They're trying to do what? Create some imaginative things that's running through their mind. But they didn't work. The rest of the man black as black can be. A black man! Heritage auction again. They usually have the authentic, the real thing, while the fake things are being spread through other mediums. Because as an auction, a legitimate one, you cannot be selling fake and tampered images. Moving forward, another jug, a copper jug used by Andrew Jackson to drink his water. At that time, yes, they knew about earthing and the earthing benefit of copper. When you put your water or your food on copper, copper remove all the impurity because it's a conductor of electricity. So it removes all negative electricity out of your food and out of your water. It's just recently when they're trying to kill you off quickly, they removed a lot of this knowledge and give you water in ceramic cup and all kind of different cup and plastic cup. At that time, you were drinking water out of copper cup. That is the right way to treat your water, sterilize your water, and electrify your water. General Jackson, image by Heritage Auction. That's his image on the copper jug. What image? Who does that image look like? A Caucasian man or a black man? Black man! Again, children of Israel, it is known. Just have to dig and find the truth. And that's what they are not counting on, that you go dig, find out the truth. Blown up version of it, a black man. Even though they try to patch up some of it with some white looking feature. But a black man. That's Andrew Jackson for you, being sold on legitimate auction while they're giving us the ghost white image that I walked you through to show you that there is a difference between the ghost white picture and the real pictures being sold and distributed by Congress and by Smithsonian and by auctions. Conclusion. United States of America and the United States Corporation 7th President Andrew Jackson was black as black can be. Firmly decided. Andrew Jackson's wife Rachel was black also. Firmly decided. United States of America and the United States Corporation 6th President John Quincy Adams was black as black can be. Number 4, item 4, United States of America and the United States Corporation 8th President Martin Van Buren was black as well. Firmly decided. All of them black. 5th one, the wicked enemies, Goma, Gentile, Caucasian, Vicar of Christ, Cabal, the priest of Mahan, and the fallen angel, and Lucifer, the enemies of Israel, and Jacob, who knowingly and deliberately changed the information and record of Israel and Jacob shall be found liars, and they are now being found liars. Firmly decided. Lies on top of lies, but the most I tell you, all lies shall be uncovered. So, academic fraud, where you deliberately change up the information, lie to the children of Israel, steal their record, steal their history, fabricate data, go whitewash them, and misrepresent historical facts and historical sources, tampering with the evidence, whitewashing those pictures, suppressing information. You don't want Israel and Jacob to know. Academic fraud, officially done, menticide, systematic and intentional undermining man's conscious mind, your left brain, where they have you thinking. But if you move your thinking, your thoughts to the right hand side, cast your net to the right hand side, start moving up your spiritual energy, get back in touch with the Lord, get back in touch with the Most High. He said unto you, return unto me, and these menteciders and academic frauders will not have any power to brainwash you. Children of Israel, your information coming back. My people are destroyed for lack of knowing. God know your information. It's your record. Pull it up. Seek to aspire to know your information, and you shall be guided as to where you shall find it. I will reject you if you reject knowledge coming to you. At this time, thou shalt have no priest if you don't seek after knowledge. Your priests are back. Make sure you find your priest. Make sure you find your royal priest that is assigned to you. First Peter told you you're from a long line of royal priests. You are a special and peculiar people over all nations. You shall rule. Don't forget my law. Don't forget my law. Don't forget my truth. The truth is the law, and the law is the truth as given unto you in Psalm 119. Know your law, and the truth will come back to you. Your Most High and the Lord thought shall not forget you anymore if you don't forget them. Isaiah 5. Verse 13, my people gone into captivity because of lack of knowing. They moved out your information far away from you. So you have to go seek that information back right now. They dry up the knowledge base, but it says, in Daniel, knowledge shall increase. And they, at the time when they're moving to and fro, when they can travel by air, travel by water, travel on the road, that time, 2021 to 2027, knowledge shall increase, and my children shall thirst no more. Firmly decided Israel. Goma, Caucasian in America, another nation who were Confederate against Israel, and will tell them lies and whitewash their image. You think you're gonna be running up and down in America and the rest of the planet scotch-free and not get what's coming to you from what you have done to Israel and Jacob. Not Nagasa, say Baruch 83 verse 22. Since all these things happened to Israel and Jacob, do you think in your right mind they will not be avenged? Go, jump off, Lucifer, vicar of Christ, priest of Mahan, bandwagon. Something is coming to them, and if you're part of them at that time, if you're belonging to them at that time, 2021 to 2027, by 2023, moving into 2024, you have moved into the destruction time. Great day done for you. Dreadful day begin for you. So, Second Baruch 83 verse 22. Do you America, do you Caucasian think you're gonna trot down Jacob and cover up Israel and it will not be punished, will not be avenged? You must be out of your mind. Firmly decided they will not get off scotch-free. Again, children of Israel, 3 armies coming to America to make sure everything set back straight. First army, China, Russia, Gog, Magog, the army from the north coming to America to clear up Goma. Second army coming. Second army coming. The one told unto you in Revelation 9 when Lucifer and the fallen angel were kicked out of America, the Euphrates River, which connect them back to your pyramid in Denver, Colorado. When they get kicked out, they shall bring in a house of 200 million fallen angel to come wreak havoc in America. Second army coming to America. Third army, Israel, Jacob, this is your army coming. The army said to you by the Most High and the Lord, the great army coming. Joel 2, verse 1 to verse 15. Tell you about that army. Go read it. So when I touch upon that army, telling you what's coming, you know already what to expect. Joel 2, verse 1 through verse 15. That's your army coming, children of Israel. Your third army, the third and last army coming to America to wrap things up. Jacob, Israel. Second Baruch 72, verse 6. All those who have ruled over you and have known about you will be delivered to the sword, war, and army coming to America. That's why I told you, 3 armies of war coming to America. But if you're not convinced, chapter 9 of the book of Jubilee, the curse against Gomer, Caucasian, for invading the land of America, which belonged to the Shemites. They all said, so be it. So let it be. Any son that steal another son's land until the day of judgment, the Lord will judge him with a sword. 3 armies coming on America's soil. So, children of Israel, I answer the question for you, and you can get some more answer. You shall be avenged. So, Gentile, Caucasian, Gomer in America, make sure you don't tie yourself to the things Lucifer, Vicar of Christ, fallen angel, black doctor, priest of Mahan has been influencing you to do, and the money changers and usurers been shoving down your throat that it is okay. It's not okay. Not at this time. You want to be playing around with that behavior. No, not at this time. You want to be ramping around with that. When the Most I told you, Obadiah 1, verse 10, for Gomer, Gentile, Caucasian, you're violent against Jacob, the black man, the black woman in America, not yet spiritually awakening. Shame shall cover you. That's coming your way. Again, if you don't move from the path you're on and following these world leaders, as well as Vicar of Christ, the Pope, and Lucifer and his fallen team working with him, and thou shall be cut off from America and from the planet permanently. Children of Israel, I told you, you shall be avenged. All the changing that they have done, it makes no difference at this point in time. The Most High and the Lord putting back Jacob in charge of the Gentile Caucasian has told unto you in 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9, 6 verse 9. Jacob shall rule over Esau, which is Esau Gomer. This time when Esau world done, his world is officially done, but they didn't push the memo down to him. Jacob, your world cometh right after that. 2027, that's the restoration time that Jacob now stands up and rule after the years, 3 years of clearing up Esau, Gomer, Gentileness. 2nd Baruch 82 verse 1 through 6. You can read that on your own, but I shall read verse 1 and verse 2 for you. My brethren and sistren of Israel and Jacob, you may be comforted yourself, knowing that the multitude of wickedness, Gomer, Gentile, Caucasians in America, compliments of their world leaders, the Democratic Party, and they're stealing your land with Andrew Jackson and all the other things that they have done to hold you under confinement and all the world leaders who were conglomerate with them, siding with them, and said, yes, let's hold Jacob and Israel under bondage and hold them from making contact with the Lord. Yes, those are the ones I'm talking about. And vicar of Christ, who is leading the whole bunch on behalf of priest of Mahan, Black Dogpa, fallen angel, Lucifer, Dagon, serpent, dragon, Baal, Balak, Molech, Alahodo. You know that our Maker will assuredly avenge us on all our enemies, no matter what principality and no matter how high your principality is, because it doesn't go any further than lower fourth dimension. And it told you already, all your principalities shall come down, firmly decided. Principality coming down. So whoever attached to that, know at the consummation time, 2021, ending 2027, his judgment by no means is far off. Right here, you're in the midst of it, all the enemy, according to what they have done to the children of Israel. And Jacob firmly decided on them. All your enemies not only found liars, but tribulation coming their way. They shall pass away. Coming down. Deuteronomy 33 verse 29. Happy children of Israel. Happy art your knowledge and wisdom that you're getting back now. And you're getting the ending at the beginning, Israel. So your people, children of Israel, and Jacob, go tell your brethren and your sisters, people saved by the Lord, they shall be found of excellency. That sword of their excellency is coming. The third army that I keep telling you about. Go and read Joel 2 verse 1 to 15, and you shall be introduced to your sword of excellency coming your way. And people of that sword of army coming. You're reading and you're watching this message right now. It's not outer space. People coming. All that army is already here, waiting for their instruction to be given unto them by the Galactic Council at Orion, turning back on children of Israel, giving you back your instruction to bring peace, prosperity, and harmony to this planet. Hold on to you in the keys of Enoch. Your enemies, children of Israel and Jacob. Your enemies are the nation that try to keep you under. Your enemies, Goma, Gentile, Caucasian, whites as they call themselves in America. Your enemies, vicar of Christ. Why I keep picking on vicar? Children of Israel, why I keep picking on vicar? Why I keep picking on that man? Why, you ask? Tell you why I keep picking on him. He put them in charge as told unto you in 1 Kings. He's the one who's gassing up Ahab to come do wickedness to the children of Israel more than the black Shemites had done to them before Goma, Caucasian, Gentile, Edom took over. But that's not the real and the deeper reason I keep picking on vicar. Children of Israel. Children of Israel. Know and know your law. And if you know your truth, it shall set you free. Vicar has the authority to change any laws in America according to the Vatican. Is ecclesiastical and is laws that he set up in America. Elements of ecclesiastical law volume 1, page 53 to page 54, tell you the Pope has the authority at any time to abolish any law in America. So, if he's working on behalf of the children of Israel, the children of Jacob, he could have abolished any of the wicked law being perpetrated against Israel and Jacob. But him tie himself to Jeremiah 13, verse 18. Kings and queens and Pope Vicar, Jezebel, little horn, priest of man, humble yourself, humble yourself, sit down, sit down, sit down, your principality coming down. Coming down, your crown being knocked off your head has told unto you by King James that your crown coming off your head 2021 to 2027, the sword of excellency of the great army of Israel coming firmly decided Israel, children of Israel, you know, children of Israel, do you think what has happened to you by all the perpetrators shall not be settled? Their account has to be settled with you, with the Lord, and with the Most High. Firmly decided their principality and their rule, no matter how big they think they are, shall come down. You're treading upon the high places. You're treading on the third dimension. You're treading on the third dimension. Everything shall tread under your foot. Firmly determined unto you. So your condition that you're going through right now, the vicar at any time can change it, could have changed it, would have changed it if he wanted to, because in the laws of America, the vicar has the ability to repeal, change, nullify any law on America's books. So, he did not change any of the laws that he himself had told them to implement. So that's the liar number one, that unto you shall find that he's the liar who's teaching Esau, Gentile, Caucasian to lie and come change up images. But Deuteronomy 33 verse 29 already told you, your enemies shall be found, and they are now being found, liars, and you shall tread upon their high principalities. As I told you before in Jeremiah, that their high places shall come down. That third army again of excellence coming to tread down all principalities in high places. Jeremiah 16 verse 19, the Lord told Melchizedek, Yehovah Adonai, my strength and my refuge, my fortress, Lord, you are for me. Who can be against me? Lord, yes, you are who I am giving all praises to at this time, third time, 2021 to 2027, the day of affliction, the Gentile, Caucasian, and even the Gentile, Gog and Magog in Russia, China, shall come, but the one in America shall come and say, we Caucasians in America have surely inherited lies from our fathers, lies that profited us nothing. That's what's coming between 2023 to 2027 without a delay. This shall be as given unto us in Jeremiah 16 verse 19. I tell you the ending at the beginning, so at all time you shall know what thus saith the Lord God, Melchizedek Jehovah. Stand strong, O children of Israel. Stand strong, O children of Jacob. Stand strong, O Judah. Stand strong, O Ephraim. Stand strong, O my Levi. Shout it out. Let your voice be heard. Stand strong, Gentile. Cleave unto Jacob. That's the instruction given unto you, Gentile. That's your way out. Stand strong in the name of the Most High. Ela, Yah, Yod, He, Elohim, our Netta, Rap, Netta. God in your modern day name. Kodowish, Kodowish, Kodowish. Yod, He, Vahuhe, Seba, Job. Kodowish, Kodowish, Kodowish. Elohim, Seba, Job. And in the name of our Lord, Thoth, Melchizedek, Yehovah, Adonai, Kodowish, 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 Adonai, Sebayoth. Thank you, my Lord. You're bringing down all principality, shall humble themselves, shall be subdued by your great army that you have come in, told unto us in Joel 2, verse 1 to verse 15. My Lord, you told us the ending at the beginning, so at all time we shall know what does say the Lord told Melchizedek Jehovah. Thank you, my Lord. You be for us. Oh, can be against Israel and Jacob. Thank you, my Lord, forever and forever and forever. Thank you.